Hi guys, it's Miss Rubio and I'm here to do your writing lesson for today. I'm actually really excited this week because we're going to be switching gears. In 4th grade, we were so used to writing expository writing where we had to have a topic and then our reasons. Now we're going to go into writing a personal narrative. So we're going to go into writing a story about something that happened in our lives. Okay, so let me kind of go into what a personal narrative is, and then I'm going to briefly go over the writing process. So let's take a look at that. So again, in 4th grade, we really focused on, having a topic and then having the reasons to support that topic. Now we're going to go more into writing a story, which is actually called a personal narrative, and I kind of broke it down here for you. So personal means it's about you. Okay, so you're still writing a story about yourself. So the character in your story is going to be either you or someone close to you. And then a narrative, again, is a story. I know when we wrote expository, we were like, no, don't write a story. But actually, starting now, we will be looking for you guys to be writing a story. Now, in a reading, we talked about what does a story have to have? Well, a story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Characters, problems, and solutions, right? So that's what a story has to have. You think about the stories that you've read in books or movies that you've watched. Everyone has characters, problems, and solutions within those, right? So that's what we're going to be writing about. So if you look here, I wrote a story with events told in order. That's very important. Make sure you're writing that story in order. Okay? So a personal narrative is a story from your life that personally happened to you. Okay? Like I said just right now, it has a beginning, middle, end, which in 4th grade we talked about how it having a character, problem, and solution, which I'll show you in just a minute how we go over the plot diagram. Okay? Now this right here, this bottom part is very, very important because a lot of the times we get stuck with just writing, oh, this and this happened. You're not digging in. So here I put zoom in on a small moment. Stretch it out with a lot of details using your sensory language. How does it make you feel? That's the internal part. How did it make you feel? Sad, mad, happy, loved, right? And so a lot of the things that I said that you must have a character or characters, a setting. So let your readers know where this is taking place. A problem. So what's the problem in the story? The climax, which is the most exciting part that leads, like you reach the part, you're like, oh my goodness, right? And then you have the solution. In the solution, instead of saying, yeah, and then we fixed it, I want you to have more tying in those eternal emotions. I fixed it and it made me feel this way. Okay, I fixed it and now I know I can conquer anything. Okay? And the very last thing I put here is details, details, details. So please make sure that you are not writing 1 to 2 sentences in your rough draft. This is a full developed paper. Okay? So before we go into actually starting to write a paper, I want to give you guys a quick reminder. I want to remind you guys about the writing process, okay? This up here. It's very, very important. What I've been seeing the past couple of weeks is students not going through the entire writing process. Now, actually, you don't have to go through the entire thing now, but here are the things that you have to do for this paper. You have to brainstorm, okay? That's important. You have to plan and map out. The purpose of planning and mapping out is so that your ideas are not all over the place, okay? And then, I'm going to go back. The purpose of brainstorming is to let all your brilliant ideas out. So you're writing down, you're reading the prompt, and you're writing down all your ideas of what you can possibly write about that topic, okay? Okay, and then again, mapping out is mapping out your ideas. And we're going to be using the plot mountain, which I'm really excited because I know you guys really like using that. And then you have to write your rough draft. Now remember, your rough draft is just your ideas being let out. You're using your map on step 2 to write your rough draft. And then you revise and edit. So going back and looking at, do you have capital letters at the beginning of your sentence? Punctuation. Is your grammar correct? Did you misspell words that you should already know? Remember, I know it's a little bit different typing your paper, but remember, we are not talking in slang. You are using academic vocabulary. You're not sitting there and saying, oh, hi, or hi, I'm this, or hi, I'm that, or thanks, THX, or just writing the letter U for you. You have to actually spell out words, okay? And then the last step in the writing process is the final draft. On these slides, we're actually only going to do 1 through 4. Okay, you are not responsible for writing your final draft this time. You're only going to be doing 1 through 4. Okay, so we kind of broken it up in 2 days. Today you're going to be doing 1 and 2, and then tomorrow you're going to be doing 3 and 4. Okay, so Monday you're doing 1 and 2, and Tuesday you're doing 3 and 4. So today I'm just going to show you how to brainstorm on a personal narrative and to plan out a personal narrative. Okay? Okay, so just a reminder what a personal narrative is. A personal narrative is a story about you, an event that happened to you. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's a story and an event that happened to you. Okay, so here at the top we have our personal narrative prompt. Okay, it's always important to read the prompt a couple of times so you can really understand what you're trying to write about. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you and what you're going to be writing about this week. It says, think about a time when you finally got something you had been working hard to get. Tell the story about your struggle, how you worked hard to get it, and what it was like to finally have it. Okay, again, I'm going to read it one more time and then I'm going to start brainstorming. So I need to think about a time when you finally got something you had been working hard to get. Okay, tell the story about your struggle, how you worked hard to get it, and what it was like to finally have it. Okay, so once you write the prompt twice, you're going to go and you're going to start with your very first step in the writing process, which is brainstorming. Okay, remember, you have to go through the writing process. Do not go ahead and start writing one sentence. That's not what we're doing. We're doing a writing process to write a fully developed paper. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to brainstorm. You're going to click on the text where it says add text, and here I put brainstorm, create a list or a web of ideas. I meant to say, sorry, of ideas. Okay, so I'm going to write some ideas of when a time when I felt like I worked hard, something I worked hard to get. Okay, so let's think about some ideas. My ideas are going to be a little bit different because I'm older, but I'm going to try to share some ideas that I think you guys might pick too. Okay, so something that I worked really hard to get was my car, right? Another thing that would be hard to get was my phone, right? Your cell phones, or maybe a game console. What about a sports trophy? A school award. So it could be like the award that we get every 9 weeks, the Star Award. It could be a video game. So I can type that, video game. It could be maybe a pet. Maybe you worked really hard to get a pet. Your parents said, well, if you want a pet, you have to do this, right? Something, again, I'm going to go back over my prompt. Think about a time when you finally got something you had been working hard to get. And the very last one I'm going to put is allowance. Make sure I spell it right. Allowance. Oh, I'm not typing it. Is allowance. Okay, so here I have my brainstorming process. So do you see how I listed bullet points? I didn't write a sentence. I wrote bullet points of ideas that I could write about. Okay, now comes the little bit challenging part, because I want to write about all of them. I'm going to pick one thing to write about. Okay, the topic that I'm going to pick is when I got my car, because that's a story that I can really elaborate in detail. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this onto my next screen, the planning screen. Okay, on topic, I'm going to copy and paste the topic. I'm going to be talking about, I'll actually rewrite it. So when I got my car. Okay, or actually I'm going to put Jeep because I got my Jeep. Oh, let's put car, we'll put car. When I got my car. Okay, that's what I'm going to be talking about, the hard time that I went through that I was able to overachieve. So as you can see here, it's a little plot mountain. So the very first thing you start off with was the characters and the setting. Okay, then you introduce the problem, which is actually great because what we're going to do is we're going to start off my story about my struggle. So tell a story about your struggle. I'm going to start off with that first. Okay, Then I'm going to go into the climax. I'm going to go to the most exciting part of the story, which for me is when I worked really hard to get it. Okay? Then it's going to be my resolution or my solution. That's going to be what it was like to finally get my car. Okay? Then again, I'm gonna put how I got that solution, and then the end's going to be about how it made me feel, how it made me strive to work really hard to get other things. Okay? So we're going to go into detail about how to map it out. Okay, so I already typed it out because of the sake of time, but at the bottom I put characters. So the character is just going to be myself. Okay? The setting is going to be in different places, but the main places it's going to be is my house and the car dealership. Oops. So now I'm going to go into writing the problem. Now the problem is what introduces the story. So I need to figure out how I'm going to introduce my story. Well, the problem was my old car broke down. So I'm going to say my old car broke down and I didn't have enough money. So I'm going to go ahead and type that. Okay, so I put that here in where it says problem, conflict. So my old car broke down and I didn't have enough money to fix it. So that's when I got the bright idea, ding, to go ahead and work really hard to purchase a new car so I didn't have to worry about fixing it. So I'm going to put that here in the middle. So the climax is my exciting moment where I thought, you know what, I'm so tired of trying to fix this old car. I'm going to work really, really hard, do side jobs, mowing the yard, doing tutoring, doing extra jobs so I can buy a brand new car. Okay, now I'm going to do a solution. How did my problem at the beginning solve? How did it end up ending? Okay, so for my solution I put, after working really hard for about 2 years, I was able to buy my brand new car. Okay, now my conclusion, again, is going to be the ending. So I know you probably think, oh, I bought my car, I'm done. But then I'm going to end with those emotions. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to write. Okay, so then my conclusion kind of goes back and reflects off of the prompt. So remember, our prompt was, think about a time when you finally got something you had been working hard to get. So what lesson did I learn from that? Well, I realized that hard work pays off. And so I put, I will definitely continue working hard for the things I want or need. So here is my map. As you can see, I wrote one sentence on pretty much all of them except this bottom one. I wrote 2, but 1 to 2 sentences in your planning. This is not where you elaborate your details, okay? We'll go into talking about elaborating your details when we do our rough draft. Okay, so here's what you're going to do for your Monday assignment. Okay, for your Monday assignment, you're going to go into your Google Classroom and you're going to click on this assignment that's titled Monday Personal Narrative, Brainstorm and Plan. Okay, you're going to go to the first slide, which is this one, and you're going to read Personal Narrative Prompt. You're going to read the prompt and you're going to brainstorm. You're going to create a list or a web of ideas. Okay, that's what you're doing first. Then the last thing that you're doing is you're going to plan it all out, just like I did. Okay, you're going to put your topic, then you're going to start your characters, setting, problem, the middle, the solution, and the ending. Okay, so again, this is what you're doing. You're first going to watch my video so you know how to write a personal narrative. Then you're going to, if you have to rewatch the video if you need help. Then you're going to read the prompt twice, brainstorm, writing a list of ideas. Then you're going to plan out your personal narrative. Okay, at the bottom of these slides, I put these resources just in case you need them. So if you forget what a personal narrative is, I put them here for you at the end of the slide. And then also, I also put the writing process. Okay, it's very important that you remember the writing process. We're in 4th grade, and from now on, you should be using the writing process to write out papers. Okay? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed learning about how to write a personal narrative. I'm going to let you go so you can get started on your writing assignment. Bye, guys. Have a good day.